Welcome to the Unplugged Commons. I'm JR and I am going to give you a preview of the feature games that we have for the month of June. Feature games are the games that we have set up and ready to play when you walk in. Now, our Chief Meeple Wrangler Tiffany wanted to have May as her game selection month because that's when her birthday is. But as many of you know, the cats took that away from her. So she decided to claim the month of June, which is Pride Month. So obviously we have a bunch of games that are celebrating the weird, wacky wonderfulness of all of us. And honestly, just a bunch of games that Tiffany thinks are really fun. So Tiffany curated this game lineup. I think you're really gonna dig it, and I can't wait to show you what we have in store. Before we dive into the games, I want to say a thank you to our commoners. That's what we call all of our patrons who make this video and all of our gaming events possible. If you're not already a commoner, you should head over to patreon.com/unpluggedcommons to join up. There's a link to that in the description because one of the events we have in June is our patrons only barbecue. So if you want to have a chance to attend that, then you have to be a commoner. You have to head over to Patreon to do that. So again, thank you patrons for all of your support. And without any further ado, let's dive into our feature games. First up is a relatively new game called Bohemians. This is a deck builder that imagines that you are in I think it's like, early 20th century France. Think about the time that like Hemingway and some of those guys were all hanging out in Paris, and you're a starving artist. So everyone is trying to create art, but also stay alive. So each day or round, you're trying to manage your day by playing cards, and you're trying to balance being able to create art while also making enough money to stay alive. Anytime you don't do work and instead focus on your art, you have to take negative cards into your deck, which of course can end up harming you later on. This is a really silly and fun little game. It's pretty simple to learn, and really what sets it apart and makes it truly delightful is the fact that when you play your cards, everyone is supposed to narrate their day or share their favorite part of the day. So there's a little bit of sort of improv and storytelling that is entirely optional. There's no mechanical advantage to doing it. It just ends up being really silly and fun to do. So yeah, Bohemians is a great little game. It doesn't take a terribly long time to play, and I think you'll really enjoy it. If you've been around Unplugged Commons long enough, you probably remember 10 Penny Parks. In 10 Penny Parks, you are trying to build the best amusement park, judging by things like how thrilling the park is, how much joy it creates, and stuff like that. This is essentially a worker placement game where each person is trying to build their own park. So you have to do things like clear trees off of your land so you can fit the various rides, which are like Tetris-y shapes, into your grid. You may have to buy more land and clear that. As you expand your park, you could put in attractions. You may hire extra workers. There's all kinds of choices that you can make, and it feels really dynamic. There's not a ton of player interaction in this one other than blocking other people from doing what they want to do because you took that, but the components in this game really set it apart. It is beautiful. The components are ultra high quality, and it's just a very satisfying game to play. So I highly recommend 10 Penny Parks if you have not gotten a chance to play it yet. Next up is a game that I've just added to our collection, but it's one I've had my eyes on for a long time. This is Mycelia, aka the Mushroom Game. If you've played a game like Wingspan or any of their accompanying games, you know the attraction of a relatively simple game with beautiful art, and that is Mycelia. In Mycelia, you represent a mushroom colony that's trying to expand across the forest. You don't have very many options on your turn for what to do. You only get to do 2 actions per turn, but there's a little bit of engine building as you follow the life cycle of a mushroom, from sporing to fruiting to, yes, even decaying. The game is relatively short. It has a pretty obvious endgame trigger that happens pretty readily. And so again, you're not locked into a game all night. And again, the art is beautiful. You're gonna wanna look at and read all of the cards because they're just really cool. I didn't know there were so many different kinds of mushrooms, and I'm not actually sure how many of them you're allowed to eat. But fortunately, the cards are all edible, though I would beg you, as someone who just got this, please don't try to eat them. Aquatica is another game that's been around the tables for a while now. I like to call this one Aquaman the board game. It's essentially a tableau builder where you are conquering various undersea kingdoms while managing a hand of cards. So it's a very simple game. It's one of those that feels way more complicated when you're setting it up and starting to teach, but after you play your first 2 turns, it clicks and you're like, oh, there's like almost nothing to this game in terms of complexity. What makes it beautiful is how well all of the mechanics are integrated into a very simple and straightforward play. And again, the art is staggeringly good. These are all cards and boards and everything that you'd want to just hang on your wall and look at all the time. Lots of cool undersea creatures and vistas and all that kind of stuff. Plus the player boards in this are unique and cool in a way that is really satisfying to play with. So, oh, also you get to adopt manta rays, and that's awesome. So yeah, if you haven't played Aquatica, you've got to check it out. Art Deco is a deck builder, as you could probably have guessed by the name of the game. And in this one, you are collecting various genres of art, of specifically paintings here. There's not like literature and sculpture and all that. It's paintings, but you're basically curating a museum exhibit, and the value of your collection vacillates depending on what other players are doing. So there's a constant push and pull in this game that can be either thrilling or agonizing depending on which way that falls. But yeah, it ends up being a really fun game. Again, pretty simple, not terribly difficult to learn. But if you haven't played Art Deco, I highly recommend it. Last but not least is our perennial reigning champion, Quacks of Quedlinburg. Yes, this won our March Madness board games tournament handily, and it's been on the table so often I've lost count, and that's because it is literally one of the greatest games of all time. It actually won Game of the Year in 2018 when it came out, and it has been a non-stop hit ever since. If somehow you still have not played the Quacks of Quedlinburg, this is a 9-round game where each round is a day of a wizarding festival, and each of us plays witches and warlocks who are competing to create the best potion. You do that by drawing ingredients out of a bag, and there is a pressure luck mechanic. You don't want a certain number of the white ingredients. Every other ingredient is fair game. You want as many as you can get, but you've got to be careful because you keep pulling those stupid white chips out and they threaten to spoil your pot. So it gets to a point pretty quickly where you've got to decide if you're going to stop and be safe or if you're going to risk spoiling for some huge points. Again, this game is great. Shopping for the ingredients and continuing to build your bag makes it a different game you play every time. And again, I've literally not met anyone who doesn't at least enjoy this game. Most people rabidly love it to a degree that's a little bit insane, but everyone at least likes it. So if you haven't played Quacks of Quedlinburg, you can thank Tiffany for choosing it yet again as a feature game for our June games. Well, there you have it. Those are all of the games that Tiffany chose to highlight and feature at our June game nights. Again, those will all be set up and ready to play when you walk in. We'll be on hand to teach them, so all you have to do is show up ready to meet some great people and have a good time. We also have several other events in June that I want to make sure you saw. In addition to our Patrons Barbecue, we have 2 Pride events. We're going to be at McKinney and Rowlett for their Pride events. McKinney's at the beginning of the month and Rowlett's at the end of the month. But we'll have booths there. Those are free events. You should absolutely come out and support the LGBTQ community and just have a good time. Of course, we'll have some games there. We'll probably be giving some stuff away as well. We also have karaoke coming back this month, and our final cut film and discussion is on Bong Joon-ho's 2019 masterpiece, Parasite. One of my all-time favorite films, and if you haven't seen it, you absolutely owe it to yourself. What better way to watch it than with a group of new friends where there's going to be a fantastic discussion afterwards. If you want to know how to get to any of those events, you can find us in Meetup at meetup.com/unpluggedcommons or check the description below for a link there as well. Thanks so much for watching the video. Cannot wait to hear what games you're most excited to play, and see you at an upcoming game night. We'll save you a seat.